Hi guys, I'm just filming a really quick video response to the lovely Sana from Bix and Quills. She did a video a couple of weeks ago called I Ship It, and basically it's a video talking about her favourite couples from Bix and films and television, and for me this is like the perfect video for me because I have kind of an unhealthy obsession with like romance in films and television. When I saw it, I was like, I have to film a video response to this because it is exactly the kind of thing that I'm really interested in. Quick note, just for anyone who's watching this who hasn't seen Sana's video and who doesn't know what the term ship means, it's basically a term used within kind of fandom in fiction for, it's a shortened version of the word relationship. So it's basically couples who you would like to see end up together in sort of long term later on in the story. I'm going to just pick a few of my favourites. I have a lot. I'm quite sad and get a little bit into these kind of stories, so I won't go through all of them. I'll just pick a couple which are similar to Sana's and a few which are just my own favourites, and I hope you enjoy it. The first couples are from books that have become films, so they're from the book and from the film. The first one is the same as Sana's, and that is Ron and Hermione from Harry Potter. I kind of got very keen for them to get together sort of halfway through the series, and I was so happy when they did. Next is Katniss and Peeta from the Hunger Games. I am Team Peeta all the way. I completely love the character of Peeta. He's one of my favourite characters in anything that I've ever read / watched. So Katniss and Peeta, absolutely love them. Next is also from a film, but I haven't actually read the book of this one, but it's Tiffany and Pat from Silver Linings Playbook. I absolutely love them together. I saw the film on the plane on the way to Hong Kong. I then rewatched it on the way back from Sydney to Dubai, and then I got home and went and bought the DVD because I just loved it so much, and it's because of that chemistry that I just love it. Moving on to TV, and that is where most of my kind of like ship couples exist, and the first is Logan and Veronica from Veronica Mars. Loved them from day one, and they are still probably my favourite TV couple ever. I'm not sure, but they probably edge it. Then we have Lorelai and Luke from Gilmore Girls. I also have a bit of a soft spot for Lorelai and Max, but ultimately Lorelai and Luke are one of my favourite couples, again, from anything that I've ever watched. Also from Gilmore Girls, I'm going to say Rory and Jess, because every time I start rewatching Gilmore Girls, and I've watched the entire thing quite a few times, every time I start rewatching it and Jess appears, I'm so desperate for them to get together, and I'm not going to give any spoilers for it, but it is just something that instinctively, even if I change my mind later on, instinctively, every time I watch it, I'm like rooting for Jess. Next we have Desmond and Penny from Lost. I think that's probably one of the best stories in terms of like television love stories. I love so many characters in Lost, but the relationship between Desmond and Penny and the journey that they go through just totally captured my imagination, and I thought that the actors did such a good job. Another one from Lost is the kind of love quadrangle between Kate, Sawyer, Jack and Juliet, and I have to admit that I have a bit of a soft spot for all of the couples within this quadrangle, if you could call them that, but ultimately I have to go for Kate and Sawyer because that is the one that every single time I watch Lost, I'm kind of like waiting on the edge of my seat, even though I know what's going to happen, waiting on the edge of my seat for something to happen between Kate and Sawyer. Another couple who I absolutely love are Jack and Audrey from 24. They are one of the couples that kind of sticks in my mind, sort of, or has stuck in my mind for the longest time, that I just absolutely fell in love with the chemistry between them, and I thought that they, again, did such a good job. Kim Raver is one of my favourite actresses. I think she's such an underrated actress, and I just found myself like totally hooked on that storyline. So yeah, Jack and Audrey from 24. Oh dear, this video is going to be longer than I intended it to, isn't it? 3 more TV couples, I swear, just 3. The next one is probably a slightly controversial one. I don't know, I'm saying controversial, who knows. But Dexter and Lumen from Dexter. All I'm going to say to avoid spoilers is that the absolutely intense sort of chemistry sort of between the actors, regardless of the storyline or the characters that they're playing, but the chemistry between the actors is literally palpable. Like, you're sitting watching it and you can feel like the vibe. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Dexter and Lumen. Maybe controversial, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you watch Dexter and you think that's a weird one to pick. Next, another slightly controversial one, but Dan and Blair from Gossip Girl. I'm a massive Dan and Blair fan. I ended up rooting for them over Blair and Chuck. So I know I'm going to have a lot of people disagreeing with me with that, but that's how I felt. Next, Damon and Elena from the Vampire Diaries. I have not seen season 4 though, so I get the feeling that I might change my mind about that after like watching season 4 when the DVD comes out. Okay, last two, I promise. Second last one is actually another film couple, and that is Jonathan and Sarah from Serendipity. Serendipity is one of my favourite films, and I love the concept of it, even though every time I watch it I get irritated and want to fast forward through like the middle hour of the film. The concept of it I just love, and I think that they are just, oh, they're so cute. Last but not least, this is a kind of weird one because you never really see these people on screen together ever. But if you've ever watched the detective series Monk, I'm a huge Monk and Trudy fan, and basically the whole concept of Monk is that Adrian Monk, who is a detective but he's got obsessive compulsive and is very kind of socially awkward and sort of needs a poor soul really, but he has lost his beloved wife. She died in a car bombing, and basically the entire 8 seasons of Monk, each individual episode has its own storyline of him solving a crime, some crime or another, but the basic kind of root of it, the whole thing, is him trying to find out what happened to his wife. I think that's a really lovely story. Without, you know, apart from the fact that she died in a car bomb, that's not a lovely story. So that's it for my I Ship It video, and it, as usual, went on for far longer than it should have. I had every intention of making this like a snappy video. I think Sana's was less than 3 minutes, so I was going to do the same, and I just can't apparently shut up for long enough to make a short video. But I really hope that you enjoyed that. I know it's a bit of an unusual one, but it was a video that I jumped at the chance to do a response to. So if you have any sort of couples who you ship, if you are into kind of the whole TV fandom thing, then make a video response and put it, just link it below, and let me know who your favourite couples are, or just tell me in the comments below. I'd love to read who you enjoy watching together. I will also link Sana's video in the description box, and my giveaway is still running at the moment, so I will also link that in the description box down below. Okay, thanks very much for watching guys, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye! Basically the story of, would you believe, a 100-year-old man who on his 100th birthday decides he doesn't want to be